Is Dragon Ball Super Goku dumb? The short answer would be yes. The long answer, well, it's much more complicated. I've been a fan of Dragon Ball for a really long time, and ever since I saw Dragon Ball Super, I noticed that Goku wasn't exactly his same old self, right? He seemed way more dumber. Don't get me wrong, he was dumb back in Dragon Ball. Well, in Dragon Ball he was more naive, right? He was a kid. It's acceptable. In Dragon Ball Z, he was a combination of naiveness and dumbness, but it wasn't as severe as Dragon Ball Super's Goku. For example, in Dragon Ball Z, Goku gave Cell a senzu bean to fight Gohan. That was a really dumb idea, but I get why he did it. He was thinking that Gohan was exactly like he was, a warrior that likes to fight, but he didn't take into account, or he didn't realize that Gohan didn't like to fight, and that backfired greatly. And he was also dumb when he gave Frieza energy so he could survive the Namex blast once their fight was over. He really thought that Frieza could be a good guy, but that was also a combination of naiveness and dumbness. Goku's a nice guy, so maybe he thought Frieza could be the same as Piccolo and Vegeta. They were evil, but they can turn good. And again with Raditz, he released Raditz's tail when he said that he was gonna be a good person. But that's just Goku being naive. He really thought that people like Raditz, Frieza, could be nice. And also again in Dragon Ball Z, Goku against Majin Buu. He said that he was able to beat Majin Buu with Super Saiyan 3, but he didn't because he wanted to give the new generation a chance. That's the same thing as Cell, like that mistake caused the whole Earth to be destroyed. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Goku wasn't that smart, but he wasn't as dumb as Dragon Ball Super's Goku. Dragon Ball Super's Goku feels more like Goku from Team 4 Star's Abridged. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Team 4 Star, but for the original Goku to act that way, well, no, let's just leave it for the parody, right? Now let's see when Goku has been dumb in Dragon Ball Super. Exhibit A. Goku doesn't know what a kiss is. In Dragon Ball Super Goku Black Arc, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks return back to Trunks' timeline, and they find Mai is greatly injured. She was previously injured by Goku Black when Trunks fled to the past to get help, and Mai was injured in the altercation. So basically they arrive and Trunks sees Mai injured. He then chews a senzu bean and then passes it on to Mai via a kiss. Goku's like, what the? He's seriously doing something like that? Vegeta's like, wait, you've never done it before? Goku's like, huh? Done what? Vegeta's like, a kiss? Of course I haven't. Vegeta's like, but you're married. What does that have to do with anything? Vegeta's like, never mind. This is one of the parts where a lot of fans say like, what happened here? Like, seriously, does Goku not know what a kiss is? He's never seen it before? This is the first time? I know Goku's a mountain boy. I mean, he lived in a mountain for a long time, but he did travel all over the world. He didn't see this at least once somewhere in his travels? Back in Dragon Ball, he would travel all over the place, training, but now he hasn't seen this a single time. One theory is that Goku was talking about Trunks chewing food and passing it on to Mai. That's what Goku's actually referring to. Like, to him that's kind of disgusting, right? Passing food from one person to another, and not the actual kiss. Another theory is that maybe Goku's just messing with Vegeta. He likes to joke around, okay? Goku's not that serious sometimes, so that could be something else. But if it is a serious take on Goku that he doesn't know what it is, well, let's see. Back in Dragon Ball, he didn't know what marriage was. He thought it was food. So yes, he was quite dumb. But in all his travels, I think he did learn what marriage was later on. When he was a kid, he didn't know, he thought it was food. But when he grew up, yeah, he knew what it was. I mean, the guy did spend a bunch of time with Master Roshi. Master Roshi! Of course he's gonna learn what a kiss is at least. Not only that, he's gonna learn much more. Back in Dragon Ball, there was a scene where Goku, off screen of course, and Chi-Chi kissed. And Master Roshi was there on the ground looking at them, so there's that scene. Plus he saw Gohan get married. Really, there's no, like, you may kiss the bride now kind of thing in Dragon Ball? And we all know that Gohan knows what a kiss is. I mean, right? In Dragon Ball Super, Goku's frequently portrayed as a child compared to in Dragon Ball Z. So maybe that's one of the reasons they said Goku doesn't know what a kiss is, right? They wanted to be more childlike. Why? I have no idea. Now, Exhibit B. Another time that Goku was extremely dumb in Dragon Ball Super was on him insisting on holding the Tournament of Power. They told him many times not to insist on this Tournament of Power. They told him the dangers, they told him what would happen, but he just continued. Even though he knew that something horrible would happen, he still kept going on the Tournament of Power. He wanted to fight, that was it. He didn't care if the universes were gonna be erased by Zeno. That's something that in Dragon Ball Z Goku, he wouldn't have done that. Most of the fights in Dragon Ball Z were forced upon Goku. He had to fight. Raditz, he had to fight him or else the Earth was gonna be taken over. The Saiyan saga was the same. Saiyans would come to Earth and the Earth was in danger once again. Goku had to train with Kenkai, get strong enough to beat the Saiyans. He had to do it. Frieza was the same. He needed to beat Frieza in order to get the Dragon Balls, in order to get off Namek, in order to save his friends. The Android saga was the same. There was a need for him to train harder, get strong, and beat the androids. It was an old enemy, someone who wanted revenge, Dr. Gero, who built the androids and wanted to destroy Goku basically. Majin Buu, another danger, an ancient creature that was basically didn't know right from wrong, he just wanted to destroy. That's it, that's all he wanted to do. And Goku had to beat him. The Z fighters needed to defeat him to save Earth. Everything in Dragon Ball Z had some weight to it. There was a reason, there was to save Earth for this or that. Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power, was just for fun. Not only for fun, but also putting everyone in danger for no apparent reason. Just so Goku could have a good fight, right? There was no weight behind why the Tournament of Power would be held. There was a small amount to gain, but a lot to lose. Sure, they were gonna get a wish from the Super Dragon Balls, basically any wish, but there was no wish that they needed to wish for. Do I make sense? They didn't have a wish in particular that the Super Dragon Balls were gonna grant. So that was one of the things, Goku being all nonchalant about galaxies being destroyed. He's never really had a lot of responsibilities, but he has been quite responsible when it comes to people's lives, right? At least in Dragon Ball Z. Now, another place where Goku was quite dumb in Super was in the Dragon Ball Goku Black arc. Goku frequently treated Zamasu and Goku Black as training partners, rather than threats to the entire timeline, showing a lack of seriousness really. While Goku Black presented a dire threat, having destroyed an entire timeline, and unaliving his best friend, future Bulma, which is basically the same Bulma that he knows but from the future. Goku often approached the conflict with overconfidence, treating it more as a sparring match than a life or death battle. So yeah, that was another part where Goku didn't really make sense. He should have been furious because Bulma, future Bulma, his friend, got unalived by basically him, but with another person's soul. Even Vegeta was quite affected by the whole thing. He was angry at Black and Zamasu. But Goku, he didn't actually seem like his old self. He seemed more cheery, which was a bit off-putting. In Dragon Ball Super, Goku's quite overconfident. Once he acquired Super Saiyan Blue, he doesn't treat threats as serious. Remember in Resurrection of F? He got shot because he let his guard down. He's quite overconfident in a lot of these fights. That's something that Dragon Ball Z Goku never actually did. That was more Gohan's thing, right? When he turned Super Saiyan 2, Gohan was a bit too overconfident. That's why he gave Cell enough time to turn himself into a bomb. Also in Majin Buu, Mystic Gohan lost an opportunity to take out Majin Buu, and he outsmarted him and absorbed him. The overconfidence thing was Gohan's thing, but now it's Goku's thing in Dragon Ball Super. He also misses opportunities. Goku, instead of taking out Goku Black immediately, Goku engages in a drawn out fight to test his strength. He ignores that Goku Black is a big threat and lets him get the upper hand. That also happened in the Resurrection of F, when Goku was at the verge of beating Frieza, but he let his guard down and got shot. He misses opportunities. That's what Beerus told him, that's why he later on used the Kamehameha to defeat Frieza before he could blow up Earth. So what do you guys think? Is Goku actually dumber in Dragon Ball Super? Or am I just too nostalgic for Dragon Ball Z? Tell me in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will see you later.